The first stage begins as you witness a rule violation in the dorm, with clear evidence and the initial shock forcing a moral decision under institutional pressure. Section 5.3 of the rulebook explicitly states that using phones after lights out results in automatic detention for 3 days, a policy enforced without exception. From your bed, you observe the phone's light piercing the darkness, a clear violation during dorm hours that triggers an immediate internal conflict about reporting. Your pulse quickens as you watch, knowing that this infraction could lead to severe punishment if discovered by the prefect during the nightly patrol. The phone screen shows a new message. Its glow, evidence of the rule breach that you must now consider reporting to avoid collective punishment. You anticipate the prefect's routine check, weighing the risk of discovery against your duty to report the violation for the school's strict disciplinary system. The clock confirms it is 10 minutes past curfew, a critical time when any noise or light can draw the prefect's attention and mandatory inspection. You recall the prefect's warning this morning about zero tolerance for electronics after lights out, a memory that now intensifies the dilemma you face tonight. The report book waits on the prefect's desk, its empty pages ready to record violations, a tangible reminder of the school's procedural approach to discipline. You mentally list the consequences. 3 days of detention for the roommate versus potential guilt for not reporting. A decision that weighs loyalty against institutional rules. During orientation, you learned that all infractions must be reported within 24 hours, a procedural requirement that now pressures your choice in this moment. Your fidgeting hands reveal the stress of the situation as you calculate the risk of staying silent versus the duty to uphold the school's strict code. Your roommate conceals the device and feigns sleep, leaving you as the sole witness to a violation that could change both your records and the punishment system. The detention slip template is ready for use, with fields for infraction details and sanction duration, underscoring the formal process that follows any report. You visualize the outcome. Your roommate in detention for 3 days. The report book updated, and your role in the process marked permanently in the school files. The prefect's footsteps grow louder in the hallway, a routine patrol that forces you to decide instantly whether to speak up or let the violation go unnoticed. The uniform represents the institution's authority, reminding you of the rules you agreed to follow and the consequences for any breach witnessed or committed. You choose to wait, delaying the report decision, but the evidence of the violation burns in your mind, setting the stage for continued internal conflict tomorrow. A warning letter is prepared in advance, its incomplete state symbolizing the pending decision that could formalize the punishment based on your testimony or silence. As you attempt to rest, the memory of the phone's light persists, a constant reminder of the moral dilemma that will resurface with the morning bell and prefect checks. The morning bell jolts you awake, but the memory of last night's phone violation lingers, forcing you to reconsider your decision to remain silent today. The rulebook's highlighted section stares back at you, a clear reminder of the infraction witnessed and the institutional duty you must now face. You prepare for the day in silence, the tension with your roommate palpable as you avoid discussing the violation that could lead to detention. The detention slip template awaits completion, its empty fields ready to document any reported infraction with precise details and sanction duration. The prefect's morning inspection forces you to decide instantly whether to report the violation or risk being complicit by remaining silent under scrutiny. You weigh loyalty against rules as the prefect records routine checks, knowing that speaking up now could change both your records permanently. A warning letter is prepared in advance, symbolizing the pending decision that could formalize punishment based on your testimony or continued silence. You recall the orientation rule requiring reports within 24 hours, adding pressure to your choice as the deadline approaches today. You approach the prefect's desk with shaky steps, the report book in sight, knowing that writing the report will set the punishment process in motion. Your decision is made. You pick up the pen to report the violation, marking the start of a formal process that will lead to detention or warning. The decision conflict intensifies as you weigh loyalty against the school's strict rules, with the report book waiting for your detailed testimony. The report book's empty page is ready for your entry, a tangible step in the school's procedural approach to documenting and punishing rule violations. Your hand shakes as you write the infraction details, knowing that this report will trigger 3-day detention for your roommate under school policy. The memory of the phone's glow reinforces your decision, but guilt mixes with duty as you complete the report that will change your roommate's record. The Prefect's badge symbolizes the institutional authority you are now engaging with, reminding you of the consequences embedded in every reported violation. The Prefect accepts your report, initiating the formal process that will result in a detention slip being issued within the next hour for your roommate. You supply precise details under the Prefect's questioning, each answer solidifying the case that will lead to a scheduled hearing in the principal's office. The clock marks the time passing since your report, emphasizing the procedural timeline that will now unfold, with detention assignments and record updates. The Prefect stamps the report, formalizing your testimony, and gives you a copy as proof of your role in the school's disciplinary system. With the report submitted, you face the aftermath, knowing that your choice will lead to detention for your roommate and altered dynamics in your dorm life. Your decision hangs in the air as you hesitate to enter, knowing the confrontation with your roommate is imminent but unresolved. The detention slip awaits completion, a procedural step that will formalize the 3-day punishment for the unauthorized phone use violation. The Prefect requests additional confirmation of your testimony, reinforcing the institutional process that demands precise accountability from all witnesses. Whispers about your report circulate among peers, adding social pressure to the moral dilemma you already face within the strict school system. The rulebook's highlighted section serves as a constant reminder of the infraction, grounding the punishment in the school's documented policies. Your roommate's silent avoidance deepens the conflict, leaving the loyalty you once shared fractured by the report you submitted. The Prefect publicly announces the detention schedule, making the consequences of your report visible to the entire dormitory community. The clock marks the passage of time since the report, underscoring the relentless procedural timeline that governs all disciplinary actions. A formal note summons you for a review, indicating that the school's punishment system requires ongoing participation from reporters. You replay the decision in your mind, weighing the duty to the rules against the personal cost of betraying a roommate's trust. The punishment record book documents the infraction, ensuring that every violation is tracked for future reference in the student's file. In the review, you confirm your report without adding details, adhering to the procedural silence expected in such formal interactions. The inspection of your roommate's belongings is a standard follow-up, highlighting the invasive nature of the school's punishment protocols. The uniform represents the institutional identity that you must uphold, even when personal conflicts arise from following the rules. The detention slip is delivered, formalizing the punishment that stems from your report, with no words exchanged between you and your roommate. Your roommate's gaze holds a mix of resentment and resignation, leaving the moral dilemma unresolved as she heads to her first detention. The report book is filed away, but the entry remains, a permanent mark in the school's system that will affect records indefinitely. You immerse yourself in the class routine, yet the weight of your decision lingers, unresolved amidst the daily academic demands. Witnessing the detention in progress reinforces the consequences, but offers no closure to the internal debate that continues to haunt you. As the day ends, the moral dilemma remains unresolved, with the punishment system's procedures continuing unabated into the next cycle. The report copy lies flat, a tangible reminder of the moral choice that has already altered your roommate's school record indefinitely. The detention slip details the punishment, its permanence reinforced by the school's strict documentation procedures for every infraction. The Prefect's routine check heightens your awareness of the ongoing surveillance, making the dorm feel like an extension of the punishment system. Doubts resurface as you replay the report decision, weighing the institutional duty against the personal rift now evident with your roommate. The uniform symbolizes the unyielding rules you must follow, even when internal conflicts challenge your sense of loyalty and morality. The avoidance at breakfast underscores the strained dynamics, with the punishment creating a silent barrier between you and your roommate. The announcement signals the next procedural step, reminding you that the school's disciplinary process requires continuous participation from reporters. The report book's highlighted entry ensures that the violation is permanently logged, affecting future records and institutional memory. The walk to the principal's office feels procedural, with each step reinforcing the weight of authority and the impending formal hearing. Waiting outside the office, the ticking clock measures the procedural time, building tension before you face the principal's authority directly. The formal hearing process begins, where facts are presented and the school's disciplinary system enforces its strict procedural steps. Entering the office, you face the principal's authoritative presence, with the rule book serving as the foundation for the hearing's proceedings. The desk's documents illustrate the systemic nature of punishment, with each record contributing to the school's comprehensive disciplinary archive. You recount the facts under the principal's gaze, each word measured to adhere to the procedural accuracy required in such formal hearings. Your roommate's downward gaze emphasizes the personal cost, adding psychological weight to the institutional process unfolding in the room. The clock's steady ticking underscores the time-bound nature of the hearing, where every minute is accounted for in the school's system. The principal's note-taking formalizes the hearing's outcomes, ensuring that every detail is documented for the school's permanent records. The prefect's corroboration reinforces the procedural validity, highlighting the collaborative nature of the school's punishment mechanisms. The detention slip is finalized, its completion marking the end of the hearing and the beginning of the sanctioned punishment phase. Leaving the office, the moral dilemma persists, with the hearing's procedural closure offering no relief from the psychological weight of your decision. The hallway's silence deepens your internal conflict, as each step away from the office reinforces the procedural weight of your reported decision. The cabinet's organized records illustrate the systemic nature of sanctions, where every infraction is archived for future reference and institutional memory. Receiving the report copy makes the decision tangible, with the signature confirming its procedural validity and the start of documented consequences. Entering the dorm, the tension is palpable, with your roommate's silence amplifying the moral dilemma and the changed dynamics between you. The open rulebook serves as a constant reminder of the infraction, its highlighted text symbolizing the strict boundaries enforced by the school's system. Sitting alone with the report, the ticking clock measures the time since the hearing, each second adding to the psychological weight of your choice. The prefect's inspection announcement shifts focus back to routine, yet the underlying tension persists, highlighting how normal procedures continue amidst personal conflict. The inspection checklist formalizes daily compliance, its detailed items ensuring that every aspect of student life adheres to the school's strict standards. Witnessing another infraction being recorded reinforces the system's consistency, making you question the fairness and personal cost of your earlier report. Alone again, the silence between you and your roommate deepens the moral dilemma, with the fading light symbolizing the unresolved internal conflict. The evening light highlights the documents on the desk, emphasizing how institutional procedures linger in personal spaces long after the formal hearing ends. Reviewing the rulebook's text on loyalty reignites your internal debate, as the printed words challenge your earlier decision to report the violation. The brief eye contact with your roommate underscores the personal rift, with her controlled actions reflecting the emotional restraint imposed by the school's environment. The hidden detention slip among the books symbolizes how punishments infiltrate daily life, remaining as subtle reminders of the school's disciplinary reach. The prefect's patrol footsteps signal the approaching curfew, forcing you to pause your reflections and comply with the school's nightly routine procedures. In the darkness after lights out, your mind replays the hearing's details, with the moral dilemma intensifying in the absence of daytime distractions. The moonlight on the report copy accentuates its presence, making it a focal point of your internal conflict, even in the quiet of the night. The soft sigh from your roommate breaks the silence, highlighting the unspoken tension and the shared burden of the punishment system's consequences. The prefect's flashlight check reminds you of the constant surveillance, reinforcing how the school's authority extends into every moment, including private doubts. Waking to the morning bell, the report copy remains as a tangible reminder, signaling that the moral dilemma persists into the new day's routine. Entering the Sanction Aftermath, the school's disciplinary system continues to impact daily life, with the report copy as a lasting token of the hearing. Storing the report copy in your pocket, the physical presence reminds you of the detention scheduled for next Saturday at 3 p.m. The subtle glances from other students signal the spread of news about the report, altering your social standing within the dormitory. The corridor clock at 7:30 a.m. marks the start of morning inspection, a routine that persists regardless of individual punishments or conflicts. During inspection, the prefect's silent acknowledgement reinforces the institutional awareness of your decision and its upcoming consequences. In the classroom, the increased distance from your roommate visually represents the personal rift caused by the punishment system's intervention. The teacher's desk holds report cards and a detention slip, symbolizing how academic and disciplinary records coexist in school processes. During the lesson, distraction sets in, as thoughts of the detention and moral conflict interfere with focusing on the material. Sitting alone at lunch, you observe your roommate socializing, highlighting the changed peer relationships resulting from the disciplinary action. The cafeteria clock at 12:30 p.m. underscores the regimented schedule, where break times are governed by strict timekeeping procedures. Receiving a note from the prefect with detention details reinforces the procedural follow-up, ensuring compliance with punishment requirements. Reviewing the rulebook on sanctions prepares you for detention, with text outlining strict conduct during punishment hours. The punishment record book now includes your case, a permanent entry in the school's disciplinary archive with infraction details. During evening inspection, the prefect's neutral demeanor reflects impartial enforcement, where personal feelings are secondary to accuracy. Writing in your journal, you articulate the emotional toll of the Sanction Aftermath, with the report as a constant physical token. At lights out, the persistent moral dilemma blends with resignation, as the school's routine imposes its nightly silence and order. The moonlight highlights the detention slip, making it a stark symbol of the impending punishment in the quiet night atmosphere. During night patrol, pretending to sleep, your unresolved thoughts about the report and detention keep you awake under surveillance. Waking to the morning bell, the detention slip remains, signaling the sanction's weight integrates into the daily institutional rhythm. Placing the detention slip in your bag, you accept the consequences.